Right, we are taking a look ahead to the primary elections that is coming up next Tuesday. Oklahoma's 5th congressional district, that's really right here in the Oklahoma City metro, proven to once be a very competitive race. And ahead of Tuesday's primary, Democrats hope it can be competitive again.
KOCO's Shanice Hopkins taking a closer look at the two candidates competing for a chance to take on Representative Stephanie Bice, how they plan to connect with voters.
From pressure at the pump to higher grocery prices, the rising cost of living are raising the question, can Democrats flip Oklahoma's 5th congressional district? But before November, voters first have to decide who they want to take on Republican Congresswoman Stephanie Bice. Bice has held the seat since 2021 and runs unopposed. On this primary ballot, iron worker and union president Trey Martin.
I'm a working class guy, I come from everyday struggles.
And longtime educator and former Teacher of the Year, Gina Nelson.
I'm working class and I'm a mom.
Both candidates pointing to many of the same concerns, but they say their experience sets them apart. They both tell me those issues hitting close to home for them too.
My campaign is all about representing the majority of Oklahomans, which is the working class, right? These are the people that need the help the most. They're the people that keep this country running.
Education and public education in particular is under attack. And last but not least is definitely the cost of living. We're all feeling it right now.
For Martin, healthcare is one of the most personal issues in this race, alongside his push to represent blue-collar workers.
Healthcare is something that's really close to me. My wife, several years ago, she got really sick. She dropped down to about 70 pounds, and it was really hard on us. Oklahomans and a lot of Americans across the country are going through much worse things than we did without coverage or even less coverage. So that was a big motivator for me.
Martin entered the race in April. His campaign largely built on kitchen table issues. He tells me if Democrats want to win, they have to appeal to everyone.
They call them kitchen table issues, right? Affordability, gas prices, food prices, rent, health care. That's what's keeping Americans down, and that's what I focus my thoughts on. This cycle, they're voting for me because they know that I represent them, not in a partisan way, but in a way that really means something to them.
If elected, his top priorities include health care reform and giving power back to working families.
Medicare for all. That's a huge thing for me. Also, I'm really big on campaign finance reform because I feel like if we didn't have these corporate PAC interests coming in and buying our politicians, we wouldn't have a lot of these problems that we're having today.
And for Gina Nelson, her top issues are education, healthcare, and the cost of living. The former teacher spent 16 years in education and entered the race last year. Nelson brings in name recognition from her 2022 run for state superintendent, losing to Ryan Walters.
Everything from, losing Medicaid, losing Medicare, not being able to pay their insurance, losing their insurance because prices going up because of the big, beautiful bill. But even across the country right now, education and public education in particular is under attack. And last but not least is definitely the cost of living. We're all feeling it right now.
Nelson tells me too much corporate power is the root of these issues. She wants to push for policies that restore funding for public services.
So one of the things that we must do is pass a reconciliation bill so that we can overturn the big, beautiful bill and restore funding back to health care, back to those agencies that have been hit so hard.
While both candidates share many of the same concerns, they're making different cases to voters about who should advance to November.
If you want someone who understands the struggles, the cost of living, and is right there with you, then vote for me. If you want someone who is going to work hard and be held accountable, then vote for me.
I think voters should choose me because I came right from where you are right now. I'm still where you are right now. Right. I'm still working full time, a lot of times living paycheck to paycheck like the constituents here.
The winner will go on to race Congresswoman Stephanie Bice in November as Democrats once again try to flip this key district. The primaries are on June 16th. Reporting in OKC, Shanice Hopkins, KOCO 5 News.